Okay, so this is this this is special. The name of it will be "What if Deku uh was I'm trying to remember in a majestic the idea that the full version of the name that the person gave me for this what if was what if Deku was in a majestic I think a cram school, but I'm just going to say, what if the Hugh was in a majestic school? So basically, what if the Hugh was in a majestic school because it's, well, 10 times easier. And let's get into the what if. So, Deku is still born quirkless. Yeah, I decided to start off with it. Deku is 100% still quirkless. And he just goes about his life facing straight across like the anime did. But imagine him reacting to the bullying and like him getting picked on like a normal person would. And basically he starts getting all depressed and he doesn't even ask for help. He just starts getting in his feelings and he like basically he eventually shatters, but he hasn't shattered yet. He's well starting to, I guess, break would be the correct term. And he goes to school, and it's like the last day of school. He doesn't even want to be a hero no more. And well, he still wants to be a hero, and like he still wants to try, but he knows the odds are against him. And the only reason he really wants to try is because he thinks if he becomes a hero, like he can make a difference for quirkless people like him. That's really the only reason. He doesn't have any other motivation except trying to make like a difference for quirkless people. So and then he's like super badly depressed. And the reason I'm saying this is because I need him to kind of die. So uh, I'll explain why I need him to die in a minute. But so uh let's basically skip the whole I know you want to be heroes thing that the teacher said because it's not very important. Let's skip to the time, well, the like at the end of school where where Bakio told Deku to go like jump off a building. So Deku he thinks about it and he tells Bakio like he looks Bakio dead in his eyes and he's like okay, and he just starts walking up the building and Bakio is taken back by this. And Bakugo's like, wait, what? I was like, Bakugo starts saying, I was joking. And Deku's like, nah, this is okay. And he keeps walking, and he walks all the way up to the roof, and he says to Bakugo, he says to me trying to think what I wanted to say to Bakugo, so I was about to say that again. He tells Bakugo to tell Inko that he's sorry and tell his mom that he will miss him, that he will miss her. And he turns around and he jumps. And as he jumps, this light completely surrounds him, and it like beacons all the way up to the sky. And basically what's happening is he's getting reincarnated, but he's not going to be. He's going to be kind of reincarnated. I'll explain it. So imagine have if you have watched the time I was reincarnated as a slime. Imagine that happening, but that you having the will to stay because he wants to make a difference, and he kind of already got reincarnated too far, so he can't stay. So what happens is he is shifted to a reality where it's basically like everything's the same, but he is like going to be OP. But he basically is shifted to a reality where magic, where instead of quirks, it's magic. So he's basically shifted to a universe with unicorns, dragons, fairies, orcs, me trying to think of everything. Wizards, witches, pureblood werewolves, like basically everything. He sends me a whole list of like creatures and stuff, but I kind of forgot. He or she sent me a whole list, but I kind of forgot what like was on the list. So I'm just naming a few things that I know I wanted to add. And I don't think he or she had said fairies, but I'm adding fairies because yeah, and I'm add no he did say wizards. I know that for sure. I was about to say I'm adding wizards, but he already said wizards. Oh, and I'm adding gods, but that like I'm adding Greek gods, not a god. I'm adding Greek gods, so like Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, and like that stuff. I'm adding that to like that universe. Anyway, he basically he's in that reincarnation state. And he's like, I want to stay. The voice repeats back to him, the like you can't, and he says well, like he starts saying, I wish I had a quirk, even like just a flying quirk or a he says even just a raven quirk, maybe even like a shadow quirk, or maybe if I was smart enough, I could have made a potion to make me have powers. I mean, to make me have a quirk. And then he says, like maybe I could even heal to my scars. And the voice repeats back to him, uh, race, race, one race unknown, first race, Raven, Raven, not cyborg, Raven hybrid. Basically, he said it says Raven, and then other one, other like other thing that he's used with unknown. And the reason I'm doing this because the person said that he wanted him to be a raven, I think, and that's why I picked a picture with him with wings. I was going to try to find one with black wings, but I couldn't. And I think he wanted him to be a raven. I'm not sure. And he wanted him to have dark magic, healing magic, and poison. I can't speak. Potion magic. And uh, like I said okay to that, but I just have to add my own little twist to it for it to be more interesting and for plot armor for myself. And basically let's continue. And he like basically just a regular isekai. He appears as a child in a whole universe, and he sees that he has wings on his back, and like he starts pulling at them, and his mother, what let's just give him the same exact mom, since all I did is basically shift him universes, but some things are going to be different. Like he is going to grow up with his dad. Uh, Endeavor isn't going to abuse Todoroki. Todoroki mom is still going to give him the scar, but it's going to be on her side of the like two, and basically everything's going to be opposite. Bakio, he is actually going to be nice, not mean. Uraka is going to be rich, and Momo's going to be poor, basically. So basically everything's switched. Ida, he's going to want to break all the rules instead of trying to follow all of them. Mineta, for once, he's not going to be pervy, so that's a good thing. What's his name? Tokoro. Damn it, I don't. I think that was his name. Tokurami, the bird quirk dude. He actually has complete control of Dark Shadow. He is also a hybrid of a Raven, and that's why a Dark Shadow is like that. So Karami is a hybrid of a Raven and uh, a. I'm gonna have to add another one. He's a hybrid of a Raven and a Summoner, and those two mixed up let him like make Dark Shadow because I had to add Summoner because I didn't know how to get Togrami to have his basically original work. And I'll explain everybody else's like well magic slash I'm just gonna call them quirks, but they are magic. I didn't set a timer, so I'm going to eventually stop this pretty soon. But I'm going to like uh explain everybody's quirks when Deku gets to UA. I'm going to try to say magic, but I'm most likely not going to. Oh, and All Might, he's a hybrid between a pure-blooded vampire and a pure-blooded werewolf. That's something he wanted me to do. And All for One is a, I think, warlock. So I'm going to have to make them super. Where I'm going to make him a what is it called? Ancient warlock. Basically, he like has lived for more than 1,000 years, making him an ancient warlock. And but what he has, like his ability to steal magic, is a ancient spell that has been forgotten. So like nobody can do it anymore. I might let Deku like be able to do it if he like loses like basically if he gets too mad and he blacks out, basically imagine the avatar state, I might allow him to do it like that. But I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the story and I'll explain. Well, let's get into the what if and I will explain more when I need to. So Deku is born. We can, well, I don't really need to skip that much. We can skip until he's 4 when he figures out that magic is real because all he knew is like because he still has all his memories. So he's like, I guess I'm in, like he thinks, say he thinks he's in, let's say he thinks that he's in Africa. Yeah, he thinks that he's in Africa, probably like on the border, he says, because he lives in a small village. So he's going to have to leave his small village to go to the Majestic Academy School. Majestic School. I don't know why I was going to say the whole thing, but it's still going to be called UA because it makes my life easier and I don't have to think of a name. Anyway, um, going from there, he falls down looking at his dad practicing with the sword because instead of his dad having a um, a magic class, his dad was something called a no magic, and it's basically just being human. I literally just made that up. I made that up off the top of my head, which it actually made sense, so I'm shocked. So he's something called a no magic, and it's basically something where it's somebody where like they don't have any magic, or their magic is dormant, or they only show sparks of magic. So it's basically where the magic, where they can't control their magic, basically. So, uh, me trying to find a explanation. Um, I can't find a good enough one. So, imagine a kid, a newborn trying to walk. They get up, they start walking, they fall. That's basically how a no magic works. The magic works for a little bit and then it fails. Like, and it'll most likely explode or something, and then it'll work and then explode. So it's basically like they can do magic, but they can't do it long enough. So his original in their class will never be known because they can't show enough magic for their class to be like realized. So they were put in a whole new category that I'm going to call no magic because it makes my life easier. And Deku's mom, which is Inko, is her magic is her race is Raven because it just makes my life easier. And the hybrid, which would be the his dad's class, which is unknown, is um, what Deku unknown class is. Which what Deku will eventually find out what that class class, making his dad be able to do more magic. But because you have to have a class to be able to do magic, basically, and basically, if you're giving, if you say you give somebody a title in a game like Warlock or Mage, it gives them a boost to their healing skills. Basically, that's what a title or a race does in this universe. And I'm going to leave it off here because I'm running out of breath. If this video is too short, I'm going to do it. If not, I hope y'all enjoy this round. It's a special. Oh, and I'm going to be double uploading for today because I want to do what if the Hue was toothless. That is another one of your guys' idea. Is that, and I will be doing probably one more if I feel like it, which will just be what if the Hue was Tokoroki Part 3, and this is Shadow Master signing.